Good morning, dear students. In today's class, we discussed about very important topic related to phase controlled rectifier. Firstly, what do you mean by a rectifier? So, rectifier is a method in which, rectifier is a method in which the AC voltage is converted to DC voltage. AC voltage will be converted to DC voltage. Under this rectifier, you would have studied that you have a rectifier using a diode. So when I use a diode, which is called as an uncontrolled rectifier, Under this uncontrolled rectifier, a diode will be used. Okay, this diode will never provide any control of the obtained DC output voltage. So therefore, we make use of a device called as a thyristor. So T1 is a device which is called as a thyristor. Thyristor will be used. So under this phase controlled rectifier, the main reason here is control. Control indicates that output voltage which is obtained at the load will be in a controlled fashion with respect to the firing angle of this thyristor. Now the same rectification process is realized by making use of a thyristor along with the diodes is called as a phase controlled rectifier. Now under this you have a single phase half wave controlled rectifier or a converter. Converter and rectifier are the same. Conversion is the process, rectifier is the circuit name. Under this half wave circuit, single phase half wave circuit, you have a single phase AC input, and this is a transformer. For your information, this is a transformer. Whereas in uncontrolled rectifier, the T1 is a diode. Whereas in case of half wave, single phase half wave, phase controlled rectifier, this device is a thyristor. So how does the device works? The device works with a AC main input voltage, and along with the transformer, input voltage is fed to the thyristor, and this is of course a resistive load. The circuit comprises of AC mains, the step down transformer or a transformer, the thyristor, and the load. Now, in order to explain the working functionality of the device, you know that during positive half cycle, AC has two cycles, the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle. During positive half cycle, the anode of the thyristor will be positive, whereas the cathode of this thyristor will be negative through the load. So therefore, the thyristor is forward biased. Even though the thyristor is forward biased, it requires a signal called as a gate signal. The gate signal is applied at omega t is equal to alpha. This is a firing pulse. When the firing pulse is applied at the positive half cycle, I repeat, at the positive half cycle, the anode terminal is connected to positive with respect to the cathode is connected to negative. So therefore, thyristor T1 is forward biased. The thyristor, when it is forward biased, I require a gate signal which is applied at an instant omega t equal to alpha. So alpha is the firing angle. Alpha is called as the firing angle. So during this instance, there will be flow of current through the device, through the load. So therefore, you can observe the output voltage. The output voltage is denoted by EDC. Since it is a resistive load, the output load voltage and the current waveforms are same. And during the negative half cycle, the anode terminal is negative, the cathode terminal is positive. So therefore, due to the nature of the input voltage, change in the polarity of the nature of the input voltage, device T1 is off. The voltage across the load will be 0 volts. Voltage across the device will be 0 volts. Quickly revise. The device operates in two cycles. One is the positive half cycle and the negative half cycle. During positive half cycle, anode terminal is positive with respect to the cathode terminal negative. Therefore, the thyristor is forward biased. At an instant omega t is equal to alpha, the device is fired, and this alpha is called as a firing angle. At this instance, when the thyristor is fired, okay, the device thyristor is turned on, and there is a current flow through the device, and therefore output can be observed across the load. Since this is a resistive load, you can say that the load voltage and the current waveforms are same. And during the negative half cycle, the anode terminal becomes negative with respect to the cathode terminal. Okay, so therefore the transformer secondary winding is negative and this terminal B is positive. Therefore, the thyristor is off due to the polarity, and the voltage DC voltage across the load will be 0 volts. Now we'll come to the waveform. So we'll come to the waveform. In this case, this is the input voltage. From the lines. So this is the input voltage. So which is the sine wave considered here. The second waveform over here is the firing pulse. See, firing pulse. So firing pulse would be appearing. It is a periodic signal which would be appearing at an instant. Okay, with certain interval of time. Okay. Now at this instant 0, the input voltage is 0 and it is increasing. Okay, and due to this, the anode voltage is positive and cathode voltage is negative. The device will be forward biased. Now at this instant alpha, a firing pulse would be applied, due to which the device is turned on. The third waveform is a load voltage. You can observe the load voltage from 0 to alpha. The thyristor is off. Therefore, output voltage is 0. The moment the output voltage across the load is 0. The moment the thyristor is on due to this firing pulse, okay, the output voltage is nothing but the input voltage follows the output voltage follows the input voltage. You tend to get the same remaining wave shape. So since it is a resistive load, this is a load current waveform. This load current waveform and load voltage are same because of the resistive load. And coming to the negative half cycle, from pi to 2pi, this portion of the input voltage, the thyristor is off. So therefore until next alpha firing pulse, the device thyristor will be off. So therefore the output voltage is 0 and output current would be 0. And this hatched portion, what I am trying to write here is the hatched portion indicates this is a turn on device. Thyristor will be turned on. So therefore you can observe both the voltage as well as the current waveform across the load. And coming to this, the final waveform, this is a voltage across the thyristor denoted by VT1. So when the device is not turned on, you observe the voltage is maximum. As soon as the device is turned on, the voltage drop across the device will be very minimal. Usually, ideally it is 0. And at the instant alpha, the device will be turned on. This is the instant alpha. This instant device will be turned on. This is the load voltage. This is the load current, and this is the voltage across the thyristor will be 0 at pi. So due to the nature of the input waveform, the device will be off, and you can observe there is a negative peak appearing across the thyristor, and till alpha, again from 2pi to alpha, you can observe the positive peak. Immediately at this instance, another pulse will come. At this point, you can say that the voltage across the thyristor will be 0, but the load voltage, you can observe the voltage value. The load voltage cannot reach beyond EM. EM is a peak value. EM is a peak value. IM is a peak current. Beyond this, it will never appear across. So, what is the final code? I can say due to the resistance load, okay, the voltage and the current, load voltage and load current waveform shapes are appearing to be same. So, first waveform is the input voltage, second one is the firing pulse, third one is the load voltage, fourth one is the load current, and the final one is the voltage across the SCR voltage, when you subtract with the load voltage, you get to get the voltage drop across the resistor. So this is the functionality, working functionality of the half wave, single phase, half wave phase control rectifier, where the output voltage phase, see, output voltage can be controlled with certain phase 0 to alpha. With this duration 0 to alpha, the output voltage can be controlled in the half cycle, positive half cycle. So therefore this is called as half wave phase control rectifier. Thank you.